So we encourage you to try it. Fasting is without a doubt a great component in the 101% effort into making your life better.
People can live 30 days without food. You can make it through 24 hours fast without a doubt.
Diabetes type 2 can actually be reversed by fasting, as I just mentioned. So remember that there is plenty of hope through fasting. Very important to remember. The first thing you put into your body in the morning that is not water, that starts the process of all the metabolic enzymes in your liver and in your gut and so on.
And some of the benefits when you do extended fasting: it clean out damaged cells and recycle waste material. It reduces your inflammation, it support longevity, potential anti-cancer effects, and your insulin level drops, and you burning your fat for fuel, and it helps reset your insulin sensitivity, and it also enhances mental clarity, calmness, and productivity, and it support stem cell production, especially in the immune system. Welcome. Today's episode is about fasting. And we just have to start with a little disclaimer. This episode is for educational and informational purpose only. We are not medical professionals, and nothing in this podcast should be considered medical advice. Always consult with your doctor or a qualified health professional before making any radical change to your diet, fasting routine, or lifestyle. We are living in a consumption world with a lot of info, entertainment, and a lot of different food. And what if I told you a great thing to better your health is actually not to add something, but is to take away? And fasting has a lot of benefits. And in this episode, we will look at the different benefits all the way down to the cell. And fasting is a huge life hack for your body. Let's get started.
We both have experience personally with fasting. Of course, during Ramadan, there is no consumption of anything. No food, no water, no medicine, no chewing gum, nothing like this. And we have both been on the 3-day water fasting several times, and we have really enjoyed it. I think for me, it is because of two reasons. Both for the health benefits, mentally and physically, but also it's something about the discipline. The feeling of hunger is something that we never feel. We're very privileged to almost never be hungry. We almost don't know what hunger is in today's society, in the Western world. So just to kind of feel that and stand against it and have the discipline to not follow all your lusts all the time is a very important factor in here. And in this episode, we'll tell you a lot about the tremendous health benefits that fasting actually has. And I encourage you to try it. We'll go through some different types where you can choose one and try it. And maybe next time try another one. Some types of fasting isn't difficult at all. It's almost not challenging at all because you only restrict your eating window, for example. And then we have, of course, the more challenging types of fasting where you don't eat for a few days. So try it. I see no reason in why you should not try something new to actually improve how you live your life.
And fasting is an ancient practice that actually has re-emerged in modern health. And it's much more than to just skip your meals. It's a powerful reset button for your body and your mind.
Research actually shows that fasting can improve your overall health. It has tremendous benefits in your health, both physically but also cognitive, which is extremely fascinating. It is beneficial for your metabolic system, and as my brother told you a bit earlier, it stimulates autophagy, the cell recycle process. So down to one of the smallest things that exists in your body, it has proven to be very beneficial. Fasting also enhances longevity, which means that you can live a longer life if you take care of your body and do the right things. It is positive for weight loss. It is a very good way to lose weight if that is something that is your goal or something that you need to do for your health. It's also very good for blood sugar because it reduces the insulin resistance. And I know several people with diabetes type 2, which means that they have some production of insulin, that when they are fasting, their blood sugar level is just so much better. So they see the improvement, they feel the improvement, and it is a lot of research to back this up. So if you're struggling with very high blood sugar, or you maybe have even been diagnosed with diabetes type 2, I really encourage you to try fasting. Also, fasting has been proved to enhance your heart and cardiovascular health.
And the fasting also boosts your brain function. It prevents disorders and it increases growth hormone. It's vital for growth, for your metabolism, muscle strength, and weight loss. And it's also delay aging. So if you worry about your body is aging, you should absolutely dive into fasting because it will slow down the process of aging. And it prevent cancer, increase the effect of chemotherapy. It's a tool to become more disciplined and deepening spiritual awareness. So it's amazing. It's so many benefits. So it's absolutely something you should dive into because it will make your health better.
So we will give you some different types of fasting now so that you can learn about them and try some of them for yourself. And one type of fasting is called alternate day fasting. This means that you eat normally one day, but the other day you fast fully or you just eat very little food. So I think that this is one type of fasting that's very good to begin with if you have no experience and if you are worried that you might struggle with it. Try to just eat normally one day and the other day you just eat a little bit less than you eat normally the next day, and then maybe try fasting completely on day number 4.
And then we have extended fasting. That is fasting that is more than 24 hours. Often 36, 48 to 72 hours. And me and Annika have done this multiple times. We have done it both 72 hours. And then we only have water with salt and potassium. And when you add salt and potassium to it, we call it electrolyte fasting because that's electrolyte. And it's great. So we avoid dehydration, because if you fast for many days and you only drink water, you will flush out your minerals and vitamin, and that can be dangerous for you. Extended fasting require supervision. I can tell you a little bit about my fasting. First time I did it, 72 hours electrolyte fasting. Before I start, I have hurt my shoulders for 3 months. I have tried different medicine and different creams, but nothing helped. But after 72 hours with fasting, the pain went away and my shoulder was good again.
Mm-hmm.
I swear this is true.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing.
Definitely is. And I remember another time when we were having our champ talks, on a regular weekly basis. Another time you told me that it was your elbow that was hurting and that you said, okay, I need to do another fasting because now my body is aching. And you did it. And once again, it showed itself to be very beneficial and to actually help for the pain.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many benefits. And before I tell about the benefits for this extended fasting, I will tell you about my experience. It was 3 days, and the first 24 to 30 hours is the hardest one.
Mm-hmm.
You feel hungry also, but after a while, the hunger disappears. And I remember after 24 to 30 hours, I start to became very tired, not so much energy. But I keep drinking the salty water, and around 40 to 45 hours, I feel great. My mind was so calm. I feel a so good peace inside my body and in my mind. I was so calm and I have it so good. And I wasn't hungry anymore. and I actually get the energy after 1.5 to 2 days. So
Mm-hmm.
the last 24 hours was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And after I was finished, yeah, you appreciate food so much, and it tastes better than before also.
Yeah.
And some of the benefits when you do it extended fasting, it clean out damaged cells and recycle waste material. It reduce your inflammation. It support longevity, potential anti-cancer effects, and your insulin level drops, and you burning your fat for fuel, and it help reset your insulin sensitivity, and it also enhance mental clarity, calmness, and productivity, and it support stem cell production, especially in the immune system. Adding sea salt or Himalaya salt to water help maintain sodium level, and you avoid headache, fatigue, and dizziness. And of course, this required discipline, and you became more mental tough after you have been through this. And it's actually a reset of your body. And if you're gonna do this, I will recommend you to at least not drink caffeine the last week before you do this. And because if not, it's easy to you get headache
Mm-hmm.
because your body scream after caffeine if you
Mm-hmm.
drink it regularly. And another thing I haven't done, but next time I gonna fasting, I gonna do. I will try to eat less and less for maybe 2-3 weeks. So then it will not be so hard. So that's a trick I just come over now. So I will try next time.
Mm-hmm. I think the fasting has been great for us both physically and mentally, and I think that mental clarity is one of the very, very, very few times in my life where there has been no noise up here. I've been talking about this earlier in the podcast about the speed of my thoughts is just going at a very, very high speed. But when I've been fasting, at least for the last 24 hours, it has just been so quiet, so peaceful. I've been very creative. I've been very able to control my own thoughts. I've been a lot more able to meditate, which is something that I struggle a lot with on a regular basis. I try to do it, I try to practice it, but when I have been fasting, it is a lot easier for me to stay calm and quiet with my own thoughts. And I think that it's important to mention as well that when you have been on a long fast like this, it is important to eat something light after you break your fast. Not go and grab a burger or something like that that has a lot of fat and a lot of calories, because your stomach is completely empty. You need to ease up. We usually started with a smoothie bowl. I remember I would eat a smoothie bowl with some chia seeds, almonds, nuts, just one bowl, and you kind of want to just throw in more, but wait for a couple of hours, then eat something that your body can digest a little bit more. So don't fall into the trap and just eat whatever your eyes want to. You have to be smart about this because it is actually hard for your body. You have to remember to go the steps afterwards. The fasting, when it ends, then begins another important process that you have to be aware of.
Yeah, great you mentioned that. I forgot to say that, so that was good.
Mm,
Start slowly, eat, and then maybe 2-3 more hours you can eat more again. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. We did it like this, and I think that's a very important way to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we will mention another type of prolonged fasting. There is one type of fasting that's called fasting mimicking diet, which is like a low calorie, low protein diet followed for 3 to 5 days to mimic the fasting effects without the total food restriction. So this one is also good to try without going all in the extended one that my brother just told you about, because that one is harder to restrain from everything. So for 3 days we had only water with salt in it. But this diet, the fasting mimicking diet, is kind of like a practice for an extended fasting, I would say, where you just restrict your food intake and mimic the fasting effect. So you will get some of it, but it is not as beneficial as the full fasting, though.
The next one is said to be the most popular one, intermittent fasting. and that is fasting cycle. For example, the 16-8. Then you fast for 16 hours, then you have an 8-hour window you can eat again. And another one, you eat normal in 5 days, and then you have 2 days with restriction. You only eat 500 to 600 calories. Or you fast for 24 hours, 1 to 2 times a week. And then we have something called time-restricted eating. That's a type of intermittent fasting that's limit your food intake to a certain number of hours each day. And me personally, I not used to eat after 8 o'clock at night, because then I have at least 10 hours before I start eat again. And that's a great window so my body can work on the old things, old cell. Instead that I eat all the time until I go sleep, then I have to work on the new thing I put inside myself. So that's great for repair my body and my cells. And when I do that, I get better sleep, and it supports fat burning. It's great for my weight management and great for my hormone balance. And it also improve health. For example, it can lower my blood sugar, my blood pressure, and my inflammation.
There are huge benefits of this. And for one, it improves your metabolism. Another factor is that it lowers your blood sugar. So again, as I was talking about with diabetes, it can actually reverse diabetes type 2. It lowers the inflammation that you have in your body, and that has been some of the reasons why I have been fasting before, when I've had a lot of muscular pain. Instead of going to the doctor and ask for a pill cure for this, I've tried long fasting instead. And many times I've actually discovered that that has been helpful. And I think that your body is so busy with breaking down all the things that you consume at all times. So it doesn't have time to actually repair the damage that is within your body. So when you take a pause from all of that, when you don't give your body something to digest and focus on all the time, your body is a machinery, an amazing machinery. Then you give your machinery time to clean up the damage. So fasting actually improves a range of health issues, and it helps clear out toxins and damaged cells, which actually lowers the risk of cancer, as well as it enhances the brain function.
And intermittent fasting increases growth hormone and is beneficial for muscle growth and fat loss. And it decreases insulin level and and it repair the cell themselves, and it actually can change the genes. So it protect you from disease. Fasting, working out, and calorie deficit improves body's process of maintenance and reparation.
So I've listened a lot to Dr. Rhonda Patrick about this, and she had a great episode on a podcast with Dr. Sachin Panda. And they were explaining this thing with the time window, which I was focusing a lot about for many years, especially when I was studying and working and focusing on my MMA career all at once. I thought to myself that this is too overwhelming. I don't have time to make any changes in my diets right now. But then I thought to myself, but let's try it, you know? And in all of this, COVID came around, which was a great time to focus on these kind of things, because we didn't have to show up at school and all of these things, you know? The gyms were closed down. We weren't allowed to show up to anywhere. So I spent the time studying all of these things. So that became a boost for me, where I bought myself time to invest in my own health, to learn a lot from YouTube about this, and then to try it out for myself. So when COVID kind of passed and we went back to normal, I had already built this time window, the time restricted eating, and then I saw that it was a superpower. So even though I used it as an excuse to don't try it in the beginning, when I started using it, I saw that it just bought myself more time, more energy within the day. And it's not that hard. It's just that you're more aware of the choices that you make. you meal prep, you make some planning, and then you make it go around. And the thing is that Dr. Rhonda Patrick said that time-restricted eating is very positive for building muscle mass, for your overall health and metabolism, as we mentioned. And the metabolism is the process of when your body converts what you consume into energy. So of course this is important to be more energetic at work, in training, at home with your family, whatever you do. This will help you in your everyday life. And she has said something that's very important to remember. The first thing you put into your body in the morning that is not water, that starts the process of all the metabolic enzymes in your liver and in your gut and so on. These enzymes are on a clock because we are diurnal creatures. So our metabolism is active during the day, and these kind of enzymes are activated by light exposures and food. So let's say I wake up in the morning and I have a cup of coffee. My clock will start, and then I will have 12 hours. So if you keep on eating after this 12-hour clock, your process of this metabolic process has already started to shut down. This process will not function as well as it is supposed to anymore. And then the clock starts over and over and over again all the time, like you don't really give yourself a break, because when you wake up the next morning, you're already on it. So you have to give yourself a break. You have to give your digestive system a break, your metabolic process a break. And also back to what we were talking about earlier, if you have this 3-day fasting where you only drink water, you have to include salt in that water, because as my brother said, if not, you will get dehydrated because you just flush out all the salt you have. But if you add something more to it, let's say lemon, I don't think that that's beneficial at all, because that is an enzyme that starts your clock. So then you will be working like this. So she says that you shouldn't involve anything else. Many people say that I fast, I only drink coffee, but that is not true, because that cup of coffee starts your clock. It starts this whole metabolic system. So let's say you wake up early in the morning at 6 a.m. You have a cup of coffee. You eat at work, after you come home, and then you snack at the evening at 10 p.m. You're on a 16-hour window like that. And by doing that, you start to gain more fat and you become more insulin sensitive, which is not good for your blood sugar overall. So just by making some few changes, you can actually improve your health a lot.
And it was done an animal study on mice. And the mice that eat sugar and fat combined all day, they will develop diabetes 2 and fat in the liver and so on. If the same mouse eat a healthy diet, they will be okay. But if the same mouse again eat a healthy diet in a 9 to 10 hour window, it will gain more muscle mass and develop a way better endurance. And you just talk about everything else than water, you break your fast. Because drinking coffee also, yeah, I just have to say it because it's important. If you drink a coffee, you break your fast. Because, as you say, Annika, it has to be processed by your liver or by your gut. And and this animal study, yeah, they have the 10-hour window. They're working better and get rid of fat easier. And that's the same window I have every night. And it's easy, yeah? You just decide yourself, after 8 o'clock, I'm not gonna eat anything. Yeah, it's gonna be tough the first day, the first week, 2 weeks, but after you have built up a habit, and then it's easy. And then actually only to do that will also have health benefit for yourself. So I absolutely recommend to do that.
Definitely. And don't aim for perfection in the beginning. Like, these processes takes time. And we just released an episode about what to eat at what times during the day. And there we revealed that protein keeps you full for longer. So let's say that you decide to have a 9-hour window, 8-hour window, and your last meal will be at 8 p.m., for example. Then at 7 p.m., of course, you should eat some protein. Involve everything in your diet. If you only eat carbs, then if you snack at 7 p.m., of course, you will be super hungry later on in the evening, and it will be hard to go to bed with a hungry stomach. So be smart about it. Gain knowledge. Listen to the episode we just released and plan your meals like that. So you put yourself in a good position. You avoid going into traps like that. If you eat a meal at 7 in the evening, which contains a lot of protein, so that you're full, for example, evening food with 2 to 3 eggs, a glass of milk, some clean chicken fillet, these kind of things, some rice, vegetables, you will be so full that you don't need to eat again in the evening, and it will be easier. And I want to talk directly to all ladies here. You have to listen up now. Because I want what's best for you, of course, and I have come across something really, really interesting about breast cancer. There is plenty of studies that has focused on women with breast cancer. And the women that actually ate in a time-restricted window reduced the chance by the reoccurrence of the cancer, which means that women that had already had cancer, they reduced the risk of getting it again by 40% when they were eating on a time-restricted window. And as we were talking about earlier, fasting itself can help you avoid growing cancer cells. So fasting is extremely important to do. Give your system a break. Let your body, your amazing body, heal the things within you that are not good. Give your body time to do these processes. So don't consume all the time. It's really not good for you. The thing is that insulin sensitivity actually improves metabolism. It lowers the hormones that promote cancer growth. So this is the reason why they reduce the chance of getting back their cancer. And if you are working night shifts, for example, you actually are more likely to develop diabetes type 2 because your metabolism is screwed up. So if you have a job like that, you should definitely look into fasting and try to make a good plan which will function with you to kind of avoid these kind of health risks that it actually has to stay up at night and sleep throughout the day and then switch your daily routine often. But the good news is that diabetes type 2 can actually be reversed by fasting, as I just mentioned. So remember that there is plenty of hope through fasting. And the earlier in the day it is, the more insulin sensitive you are. And insulin sensitivity refers to your body's ability to effectively respond to insulin. So it is better to eat early in the day than later on in the night.
And do you want to try fasting but struggle with discipline? Maybe those statements from the legend himself will help you. We have Jocko Willink has stated, fasting recalibrates your feeling of hunger as well as your taste buds. People can live 30 days without food. You can make it through 24 hours fast without a doubt.
And the thing is that people like Jocko Willink and Joe Rogan and David Goggins, when they do something, they have so much credibility on it. When they say something, I trust them a lot more than other people just working as politicians or something like that, because these people has really lived it. And Joe Rogan as well, he posts often about his fastings, and in the end of a fasting, he doesn't just sit there and wait for the clock to be food time. He goes in the sauna and have a hard session there, so he always pushes his limits, and it is truly inspiring. And what Joe Rogan says about fasting, is that when you eat a lot of carbs, you're in a constant glycogen-dependent state. Intermittent fasting gives your digestive system a break and lets your body recuperate better. When you get used to intermittent fasting, your body gets used to using fat as fuel.
And many people are mistaken because they believe they have to eat more to increase their metabolism and gain muscles. And after fasting for a while, inflammation in George St. Pierre's body decreased. And he felt a lot better and he slept a lot better. And in 5 months, he gained muscle and he lost fat, yet his weight was the same. And he did the intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating. And he feels sharper in his mind and better during his training session when he trains on an empty stomach. Especially in Jiu-Jitsu, he feels more creative and lighter on his feet. And people often eat because they are on a spike of insulin. And he admits it was hard to fast and to do restricted eating at the beginning, but after a while, it became easy. And he stated that, "I rather want to be an angry and hungry lion than a lazy and full one." He feels stronger, sharper, and trains better, thanks to fasting. You can see that the result he's getting in Olympic lifting and in gymnastics.
And the 101% team states that fasting has tremendous health benefits for your physical health and for your mental health. It is extremely important to push yourself, to try new things. It is a duty for you to gain knowledge and to become better in your life. It is a duty for you to try other options, gain knowledge from people that has tried it, from people you look up to, from people that are getting the results that you want to get in your life. You should take advice from the people that you look up to. And they are the people, the ones that we have been talking a lot about now, are people that inspire us a lot. They get so good results in everything that they do, and they feel so good about themselves. So that's how we kind of tapped into this fasting, because we just thought, wow, there's something that we haven't discovered yet. Let's try it. There's nothing wrong you can do with just trying it. So we encourage you to try it. Fasting is without a doubt a great component in the 101% effort into making your life better.
This episode was recorded on the 2nd of August 2025. In the show note, you will find a link to our homepage, the 101percentpodcast.com, where you can subscribe to our free weekly newsletter and donate to our podcast. If you would like to support the show with a $2 coffee donation, it will mean a lot to us. And all the information about subscription you need. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you care about, because this will absolutely improve their life, make them healthy, and they will get a longer life. We share for you. Take care. Try fasting to give yourself some great health benefit. And as always, give it your best. It is important for us to get out our message so we can help as many people as possible. And we would highly appreciate it if you could take 1 minute of your time to follow us on social media and review the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify. All links are below. Our Instagram is the 101% podcast. Until next time, take care and go 101% into achieving your goals. You owe it to yourself.